something there. Fuck no. Fuck.
Down here.
Dog doesn't know how to get down here.
Really?
Let's see here. Alrighty here. As you can see, it's just me, but we're going to have a surprise guest tonight. Oh, there's 14 people watching. Hello, Barney 10. Tyler Pittman. Hey, what's up, buddy? Brian Stout, I hope it ain't Preston again. Barney 10, my emotional is damaged. Hey, Cage. Preston, without me, who will bring the excitement? Who's dying in there? Hey, Murph. All right. Who's our mystery guest? Let's hear. Let's see. Wait, mystery guest. Let's see if we get some. Let's see if we get some guesses here. So far, we got Brian Stout guessing it's Santa Claus. Mike Merkel saying it's the Tooth Fairy. It's neither of those people. You only wish it was Santa. Oh, come on down.
Somebody guessed it.
Jason Durr. You win a date with Jason Durr. He didn't know he was on blind date.
Who guessed it?
Brian Stout.
Oh.
He's pretty good looking for you, isn't he?
His hair ain't long enough though.
That's fine. I mean, he could wear a wig. No. Preston is the rainbow bar. Yeah. Jason, you want some meat?
Meat? Maybe. I had
Got some candy.
I had a lot of meat today. So
Oh,
good for now.
Brandon. Somebody guessed Brandon. No, I don't know if we ever get Brandon on as a guest anymore. So, Stout said he's all good for the date. He said I'm good, thanks.
That's all right.
I mean, that means yes.
All right.
So we got Jason Durr on tonight.
How's everybody doing? That was the longest 5 minutes of my life.
Was it?
Standing over there trying to be quiet.
Yeah.
Trying to be quiet.
Listen, you weren't doing a good job. You weren't. I'm like, they're going to hear it. I don't know if Brandon's dead. He might be. Brian Stout says no. Just for that.
Aaron, your meat is very good, by the way.
Thank you. My meat is good. Yeah. Just, hey.
What? Brian getting mad?
Nope. Loudon says hi. He knows you.
Who?
Loudon. Siegfried.
Hi, Loudon.
So we just had a big race up there. Where were you?
Yes. Well, Saturday. We know you didn't go to Grandview.
No, that was the plan until it rained.
Okay.
Me and my sister have been doing a lot of stuff right now. That's right.
While she's in town, so.
All right. Well,
hopefully things are
calming down.
Kind of back to normal after tomorrow.
Okay. So tonight's snacks, what do we got? We got some Lifesavers. We got some ring bologna and pepper jack.
Maybe Kyle left some leftovers on the.
Maybe. I mean, they're probably still in his beard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Back on the Access, it's nice to see some somewhat healthy snacks for once. Brian Stout, Durr's been chopping on your meat all day. Oh, Gage, he drowned in a kayak fishing accident in 3 inches of water. You can still get the Grandview. Yeah, I mean, now with the racing, I mean, it looks like they're going to do an 11 a.m. start. So, that's what most people are voting for.
Yeah.
So, but, That's early.
Yeah.
It is.
Just didn't work out for this weekend, but
Yeah.
getting my stuff is ready for start outdoor practice. So.
Well, outdoor season's coming soon, I guess. Got more rain this week, so I don't know how it's going to work this week. But Kyle did say he thinks 183 might be his favorite track.
Yeah.
Have you raced up there?
No, I went there with Merkel for one of those races last year.
I didn't get the Crackers cage. I should have.
Yeah, it looks like a very nice track, and I would.
It is.
Actually, I might get up there for the underdog race.
Okay.
Which I believe is it in June or something like that.
I think it is. Isn't it, Preston? You're on there. You can confirm.
Yeah, Dennis had said something about I may maybe possibly go up with him.
I do like the track. The track drives nice. I like how the track drives. My car went to shit by the end, though. It's terrible. Terrible. Preston's car, they all took a shit. We'll talk about that then.
Yeah.
So, about the only one whose day was probably more disappointing than Preston's, but Preston's was pretty bad.
I didn't even know you went Saturday.
Yeah.
I didn't see you on the podium.
No, because I fucked up.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yep, it's June. Plus, he's doing the weekly series, bi-weekly series for the summer. Kyle said he really wants to go to that and win because they're giving away jackets, which I think is it's a pretty neat points champion thing. So,
yeah.
Barney says you're his hero.
I know it.
Preston's car's broke. No way. Can you believe that? Another other person whose day was probably almost as disappointing as Preston is Lance's. He had some tough luck in that race. Which, we're going to talk about that. So I guess we need to go over some results. Jason, are you going to help me do results?
Sure.
All righty then.
The rain won most places.
Well, we're still going to have some. Let's see. It's going to start off with Pheasantland. By the way, we're Bloodline RC. I'm Aaron, and now this is our special guest, Jason Durr. Not the Tooth Fairy, not Santa Claus, not Preston,
the master of
not
disaster.
Brandon, the master of disaster. That you are known for that. So, at least you're living into it. You're just leaning right into that there. So let's see here. We have let's let you do these ones.
Okay.
Do you know how to read Live RC? You click on the final results and then you just go through those. Okay. Here you go. Start off with 13.5 sprint, Jason.
All right. This was, what night was it?
Tuesday night.
13.5 sprint. Dave Dries was the winner. Jonathan Bollock was second.
Okay.
How do you get the next one?
Click up there.
Okay. Big Block Mud Boss was the third favorite kid, which I believe is Wyatt Young.
That is Wyatt Young.
Second was Dan Lafferty.
Sure.
I don't know if I screwed that up or not.
Oh, we'll find out when Dan lets us know.
Intermediate. Austin Yurt takes the win. Congratulations, Austin. Miranda Yawn was second. Rebecca Yawn third. And Alex Tinney was
We only
fourth.
do the top three. Top three.
All right. Whoops. Sorry.
Those
Alex.
other people below third, they don't deserve any mention.
Yep.
That's what we determined a long time ago. Because we'd
Mini
be here
Mud
all
Boss.
night.
Lucas Solt took the win. And his dad, Chris, took second. Traxxas Modified was John Gallagher. Toby Reinhardt is... There's some confusion there. Toby Reinhardt, was he running a Traxxas Modified? He runs intermediate.
Toby Reinhold? Yeah, I guess.
Unless there's something I know. I didn't know he had a Traxxas Modified.
Sure.
Buddy of mine, but okay. Toby Reinhardt was second, and Brian Arsenic was third.
There you go.
If that's right. Oh, that's a
That's
2. I don't know. I think that might be a screw up.
Let's see. Oh wait, it might be, but that's not my fault.
No.
I only called the race. I did not set it up.
Can we blame Preston for that or no?
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a screw up. John Gallagher took the win over Brian Arsenic and Matt McGowan. Maybe what happened was, I don't know, something got screwed up.
Yeah, Toby doesn't have Traxxas modified.
There was something that was screwed up with that, with the telemetry on that race. So
we'll blame Preston. Thanks, Preston.
Preston, you screwed up the computer.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah. Jason's only been on the show for 10 minutes. He already understands.
I'll say what I got to say in person. I won't do it. I won't do it live. Yeah.
Let's see. Brian Stout, Reed, no chance. Cage, no, I haven't. I've been taking breaks from RC. I think I am losing interest on it now. Brian Stout, read all 8. Barney, you're not losing interest. You're just tired of losing. All right. Let's see here. We're going to go over to, where else did we run? We ran at Ultimate. Can't forget about Ultimate. We ran Ultimate.
What night? Saturday?
Thursday night.
Oh, did they run Thursday night?
They did.
Must have missed that.
Ultimate RC pit stop. Thursday night non-points race. Yep. That's how we do it. 13.5 Mud Boss, Matt Kirkpatrick, Glenn Killian, and Tim Diebler. 13.5 Sprint, Mike Saladay over Hal Gilmer and Brock Miller. 17.5 Sprint Car, Phil Marabella, John Pauly, then myself. BL2 Mud Boss, John Pauly, myself, and Mike Saladay. Midget, Lance Batdorf, John Pauly, George Vardsdick. Traxxas Modified, Brian Arsenic, Glenn Killian, and Kerry Siegfried. So, it was a good night.
Yeah.
Not many people there. Mike Saladay led the entire BL2 feature until about 2 laps to go. Then he Saladayed it.
Oh, no.
Yes, he did.
Did he step on something?
He got into lap cars and wrecked. And I had the lead for about 2 inches. And then I got blocked by a lap car when it pulled out of the infield. Paulie goes around the outside to just go around me and take the win. So I was close. So. But so was Saladay.
Did they make a lot of changes over there over the winter?
The track?
Yeah.
Not really.
Oh.
They're putting Elmer's glue down on the track now to kind of hold it together, keep the dust from flying out. Seems to work. I mean, it starts out kind of loose earlier in the night.
For real? Elmer's glue?
Yeah.
Really?
Gluing the track down. So.
Interesting.
Yeah. By the end of the night, it gets real sticky. On Saturdays and Sundays, like, even though it hasn't really been hot and not that sunny, that track is really high bite. So that's going to take us to probably
Sunday, right?
Nothing on Friday.
No, okay, yeah.
Ultimate, we tried to run off-road on Friday night, but the Live RC transcoder, that broke. So we did not have that. So that's going to take us to
Saturday, 183.
183. 183 for the Mountain Moonshine 50. 13.5 Sprint Car, Todd Ravel, Jared Trechen, the underdog, 2 underdogs in the top 2. And Brian Price, Bones. Jared figured out how to make that car work finally.
Yeah.
He was flying.
It's because he's running his car, not Preston's, right?
Well, he asked, like, well, what gear should I be running? So he asked me and Kyle, and we told him exactly the gear we ran last year up there. And he put that in, and he was flying. You know, we gave him a couple little setup tips for, you know, getting the car to turn a little better because he looked a little tight, and he figured it out. He was close. He was running Todd down.
And what was that? 13.5?
13.5 Sprint. So I'm expecting some good things out of Jared this season with that car.
I love that class. I just need a little more time with it.
There you go. You just got to run more. You haven't been running a lot. BL2 Mud Boss, Kyle Horning over Matt Groover and Brian Horning.
Wow.
Yeah, Kyle, he put Matt Groover a lap down. Yeah.
Wow.
Groover
Must have been sandbagging.
Groover was probably just really high.
He couldn't see.
Here's how it went. Kyle's tailing Groover the first 5 laps, just following him, just waiting. He knows he has more than Groover. And that made Groover nervous. So going into 3, Groover blows the turn and spins out going high. Gets in the loose stuff. Kyle goes underneath, runs away with it. So he intimidated Groover.
Or maybe he wasn't high enough.
Maybe he wasn't. So Groover might comment back about that. So good job, Kyle. He was very happy with that. But you know one thing you didn't get from that race? He didn't get a TQ clock.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's probably still disappointed by that.
Yeah.
EDM was Ryan Farrell, Brian Strouser, and Todd Ravel. Preston Selfinger, though, he led a lot of that race and had the car to beat.
What happened? It broke.
It broke.
Yeah, it broke.
It broke Preston. Losi Sprint Car, Matt Groover, Al Baker, Tim Miller, Midget, John Pauly, Phil Marabella, and Lance Patdorf. Lance was running away with that race in his Midget.
Yeah.
Then he got tangled up with some lap cars, broke the right front shock.
Oy.
He held on as long as he could, but Pauly got by him and Marabella when Marabella and Lance tangled on the front stretch. So Pauly went by, go on, cruise on to a win. Mod Late Model, Brian Strouser, Todd Ravel, and Jason Connick. Mod Sprint Car, Phil Marabella, Cowboy Risser, Ryan Farrell. Traxxas Late Model, Brock. No, this ain't right. Hold on now. There's something not right about this.
You say Traxxas late model?
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, that was right. Phil Marabella, Cowboy Risser, Ryan Farrell for Mod Sprint. Which one were we doing there? Traxxas Late Model. Brock Miller, Tim Miller, Dave Green. Okay. I thought Groover was in it. I guess he wasn't. All right. So way to go, Brock. Oh, that's Traxxas Late Model. Okay, Traxxas Modified A-Main. That's where Groover was. I get those two confused now. Traxxas Modified A-Main. Matt Groover, Alex Moyer, Gary Labe. Good old Gary.
Wait, Alex Moyer was there too?
Alex Moyer was there. Alex Moyer showed up and you didn't.
No.
Oh. Well, Alex is pretty good with that. Traxxas Modified.
Yeah.
But he's not as good as a Groover.
I haven't driven one of those yet.
Groover ran a 6.174. Alex and Gary were 6.5s. Dave Green was a 6.3, so him and Brock were about the closest at 6.3, but Groover's in a class of his own there. Think he's cheating?
Nah.
Do you think he's just, he's just really getting high enough that he's in sync with that car?
He's just a professional.
Oh, the professional. I forgot. I forgot. He's a professional.
Well, I know he was teched at Pheasantland in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
He passed, so.
Yeah. He was a little upset with that tech. He felt that people learned a lot of secrets off of his car. So, but we're going to let you do Sunday at Pheasantland.
All right.
All right. There you go.
13.5 sprint. Tom Parasante was the winner. Alex Moyer was second. And Michael Colt was third.
Mike could have won that. He was pretty fast, but he broke.
Preston must have worked on his car.
Might have.
Well, he's going to hate me.
Might have. Might have.
Sorry, Preston.
No, you're not.
Big block.
We give Jason one shot to bust on people's balls without them coming back at him. He's taking it. Wow.
Tom Parasante also the big block win.
Yep.
Adam Shooker was second. Alex Moyer third.
Yep.
BL2. Aaron Rashong.
Yeah, we were screwing around because that
Picked up
guy
the
brought
win.
it. That guy brought out his car.
And second was Kevin Postian.
It was he's new to BL2,
Okay.
and
know how to
he's
pronounce
one.
it.
I don't.
Postian?
I don't either.
I'm
Paulston?
sorry if I butchered your
Paulston.
name up.
He's a friend of Tom Piersani. Came out with him, so I thought, all right, well, Tom's coming out to run BL2. I'll go out there fool around with that.
Gotcha. Intermediate, Austin Yerk, again with another one. Corey Reinhardt second. Toby Reinhardt third.
Yep. We mixed the BL2s and the intermediates together.
Okay, I see. Yeah. I raced slot cars with Toby for a long time.
Okay.
Mini Mud Boss was Kevin Postian.
No, didn't run it.
They did
There's
it.
only one car.
Oh,
Only one car.
okay.
But we entered it.
Yep, okay. Traxxas Modified, Tom Parasanti, Alex Moyer second, Sean Good third.
Yep. We
Ronnie Titzler was fourth. There,
I
have to
know.
say it.
You just wanted
Ron,
to say
Ron
Ditzler.
doesn't get his name said that often, you know.
Well, maybe if he came out and ran every week, he'd be saying
He's
it more
been there a
often.
lot over the winter.
Groover.
Been there a lot.
He's running the high groover.
Is that what he said?
That's what Brian Stout said. It was Sunday, so I had to announce the show because Kyle or Preston couldn't make it. So I was announcing and running the race while racing in it and driving from the announcer stand while also
wow.
spotting. So I did that and raced at the same time. So that was a fun challenge.
Yeah,
So far.
multitasking. That's
It was. And I was still able to keep track of, all right, we got 30 seconds to go. We got a minute to go. 10 laps to go. I still able to keep track of that, so. Don't let them tell you it can't be done.
Yeah.
It can. You just can't do either of them well. You're doing well enough. Let's see here. We got some comments. Murph. All right. Mike Woods. Hooray! No Kyle again. Preston Selfinger, 183 was fun. Just some days you just don't have the luck. No, you did not have the luck, Preston. It was fun. But yes. I have a great day. Kyle had a good day. Groover had a good day.
Yeah.
Jared and Todd had a good day. I think all the underdogs except for Preston had a good day.
Yeah.
So, Tyler, do you have Bloodline RC shirts like that girl Boots had on at Pheasant? Yeah, I think we got those shirts posted on Facebook up there in the featured. So if not, just reach out. I can send you a link. I haven't looked at those in a while, but I think you can still order those. Mike Woods, almost like a vacation. Ratings just went up on the show a ton. Actually, it did. There's more people watching than normal. Murph, 183 was really fun, even though I was kind of slow. But, first time there, you'll get faster. Brian Stout, man, you're lowering your standards. You in a Bloodline shirt. Close, but no grenade. Mike Woods, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Nothing about RC racing. What trucks do they run at Ultimate on the off-road track? Well, they got 2-wheel drive buggy, 4-wheel drive buggy. I think pretty much whatever they run at Pit Stop, they're going to run there. So we can take a look there, see what Pit Stop, Hobbies, and Mountjoy runs. Let's see. I think I'm on the wrong pit stop here. There's a lot of pit stops. Let's see. What showed up the other day? Why don't want to show up now?
Well,
No, it's not there. Pit. All right, I think this is it. Yeah, Mountjoy. No, that's not it. Jesus H. Christ. Why does every track call themselves Pit Stop?
Howard's off-road track looks pretty nice. From what I see.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Nope, that's not it. Is this it? Mountjoy, yep. So they have four-wheel drive short course, stadium truck. I know there's going to be a sportsman class where you can pretty much run anything. Two-wheel drive short course truck, four-wheel drive buggy, four-wheel drive mini truggy, two-wheel drive mod buggy, and 8-scale e-buggy plus sportsman. Two-wheel drive short course, there's not a lot there. Four-wheel drive buggy didn't have many either. Four-wheel drive mini truggy didn't have many. Stadium truck didn't have many. Yeah. So I mean, pretty much, yeah. Whatever Pit Stop has, I mean, if you got a truck, they'll find a class for you. So you can always put it in pits. You can always put it in stadium.
Can you take the Mud Boss and run a slash bounty on it?
Yeah, yeah, you can do that. That's for sportsmen. That's what a lot of guys I think are going to be doing. Brian Stout calling Todd Ravel a cherry picker for running 13.5. He is not a cherry picker. Oh, everybody's, even Russ and Mike Woods are calling him cherry picker. Loudon says TQ clocks in August for the PA Dirt Oval Championship. Let's see if Kyle can get a clock then.
When is Loudon racing Sundays or Saturdays?
Saturdays, every other Saturday. So it'll be this Saturday.
Oh, every other Saturday.
Yes,
That's for the whole summer.
So this Saturday, next week will be a break, but then the week after, I think. So
Yeah.
he'll confirm.
I may have to try to get up there before the series. Sprint car, just sprint car.
Oh wait, we forgot to talk about RJ's.
Oh,
We can't forget about RJ's.
forgot.
We can't forget RJ's. So they did run on the Dirt Oval. They also had points awards. Let's see. So, 360 sprint. Phil Cooper, Cameron Fluer, and Doug Canals. What do you think about that, Jason? You're going to have to race Phil Cooper and Cameron Fluer now.
Wait, he 13.5 sprint?
I just said it.
Cooper?
Yep. He said he wants to run it.
Huh. I would love to race against Cooper.
Okay. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go, Coop.
I love Cooper. He's a good guy.
And he'll help you out. BL2 Mud Boss, Daniel Schaefer. Bup Andrews, Xander White. Intermediate 12T, Jeff Kistler. Kerry Schaefer, Ray Schaller. Losi Sprint Car.
Mac River.
They had 14 cars. No, it couldn't be Gruber. He was at 183. Chad Snyder, Dwayne Lindenmuth, and Brian Palancar.
Wait, they had 14 in those Losi cars?
They had 14 Losies.
Wow.
Midget, Brad Hollinger, Dylan Pence, and Bernie Berninger.
Yeah, I saw that. He went up there. Pence still made the trip up there.
He did. Trax is Midwest Modified. Medevac Mike, Dan Schaefer, and Frank Zeppelin.
Who's Medevac Mike?
I don't know. I haven't been up there the last couple of weeks, so I don't know who it is. Oh, let's see.
A lot of unfamiliar names there.
No. Well, Mimi had 15 Losi sprints. Pretty spiffy for an off-road track trying Dirt Oval. So I don't know where that is. Sunday race was fun. Barney was having fun watching me announce and race.
Who?
Barney. He was up there. He was trying to help. I'm like, I don't need no help.
Barney has fun at anything.
He does. I mean, we like having Barney around.
You should get Barney on the show one night.
We should, Barney. Talk
Put
to
a
him about
booster
that.
seat over here, and he'll be good to go.
I know. You can get the high chair.
Yeah.
I think there's
I
probably
mean, he
one.
wouldn't even have to sit, really. He could just stand.
Is he tall enough to get over the table? He is a
Look.
midget.
I will tell you, he likes hot dogs, so make sure you have a plate full of hot dogs.
Is this the kind of hot dogs that, you know?
He likes hot dogs. At the rink, he's always
You-
eating hot dogs.
Okay.
Says he loves wieners. So.
Okay. Well, that's what I was wondering. Like, what kind of wieners does he like? All right. Mike Wood says they've been averaging 20 or more Lucy Spritz in Underground. Back on the act, is it just a coincidence that there is no Preston or Kyle asking for a friend? I don't know. They just don't. Preston
maybe
only
they're
wants.
on a date.
Maybe.
Maybe they're on
Oh.
a date.
Maybe they're having some wieners.
Yeah, some meat.
Oh.
Meat. A plate of meat.
Brian Stout says they're tossing some salad.
Yeah, maybe.
Mike Wood says better for everyone. Thanks, Valvin. Hey, Brian. I run the show better, they say. Yeah, Brian did have a good day. Meat cheese plate. Any whores divorce. It's French.
Who said that? Brian Stout,
I'll
right?
take. Does sound like a stout thing, doesn't it?
Sounds like a stout comment. Who was it?
What? Very good outdoor season is starting, and unless it rains, attendance will fall off. They are still planning on racing every Sunday. That's at Underground. Last time I ran a pit stop, gas truck was biggest clash. Yeah, that does show your age. That's, oof. I haven't seen Nitro up there since I've been going up there. Brian says, I'm glad you're locking in after the first round. Mike Woods, I just sold my 8-skill Sportsworks car. Glad to get rid of it all. Sportsworks, that's a name for the best. Brian Stout retracted a message. It's not, okay. Loudon said, check out the schedule. It's not every other week. Due to the events of the other track. We race this Saturday, then June 7th and June 21st is the Underdog Series race. And from what I understand, this past Saturday was a points race.
Okay.
And I think he's dropping 1 or 2. He'll let us know.
The underdog.
Brian Stout says, Cooper can't wait to run the Terminator. Oh, man. Gatlersburg, Maryland. That's where he runs. Mayhem and Turmoil. I guess that's what we're going with. Hot dogs. That's my favorite. That's from Barney. Jelly or syrup.
Told you.
How are the Lucy Sprints holding up as far as durability? Okay, yep, it was a points event. I haven't seen any Lucy Sprints break. Have you, Jason?
Not yet.
But we haven't seen too many in Pheasantland.
I mean, they haven't really had like a strong car count.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, I don't think. I mean, I wasn't there Sunday, so.
No, there wasn't any there. Let's see. Palancar common things on the Lucy is the diff and on-off switch. Murph, I went on this Saturday, but I got prom. Why do you want to go to the prom? Did you go to the prom?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
With who?
A girl.
Was she hot?
Yeah, she was. This is way back in '94, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's when you were, younger, thinner.
Yes.
You had more stamina.
Her name was Chrissy, and she was the stepdaughter of. You remember Lash's funeral home
Sure.
up on Philadelphia Avenue near the
Okay.
cemetery? You don't.
No, I don't know.
She was the stepdaughter of him, and
She was the Undertaker's daughter,
that was
stepdaughter.
That was kind of a little bit of a weird.
Was it freaky?
Situation?
Did you have freaky sex in the coffin?
No, nope, never had that. Nope.
In the coffin, or sex?
Not with her, nothing.
So did you get some?
No.
Oh.
No.
Really?
No.
What is that? You're supposed to. All right, whatever. I mean,
I wasn't really into my prom. It wasn't. I don't know.
What year did you go?
'94.
94. All right. I went to the 91 Boyertown prom.
What year did you graduate?
90. But I didn't go graduate from Boyertown.
Okay.
I had to go because...
I only went to mine, and she was actually a sophomore. She was 2 years behind me.
Yeah, I don't know. I only went to the Boyertown prom because my buddy wanted to take this other girl.
It was a Sunnybrook
And then I
ballroom.
got, yes,
And
I
it's
got,
still at Sunnybrook ballroom.
I got suckered into that one.
My date threatened to push me in the pool while we were walking around the promenade.
Really?
She
I'm not surprised.
was joking, but
Oh, no, probably she wasn't.
I
I
got
remember I went to work on Monday and all the guys were laughing at me because I found out, oh shit, they televised that shit and they were watching it.
Yep.
Like, you sons
you
of
can
bitches.
actually, if you go on YouTube and search it, they still have. I found my prom on there like within
Really?
the last few years. Yeah. Yep.
That's the dumbest shit.
Yep. I kind of wish she would have pushed me in the pool that night.
Yeah. I wish I wouldn't have went. It was
Yeah,
stupid.
I kind of feel that way.
I got suckered into it. Listen, you know what? I didn't pay for any of it.
Me
But I
neither.
also
think
didn't
my
get
par-
I
think
didn't
my
get
dad
fucked
did.
up either.
I think my dad did.
Part of my conditions was I'm not paying for any of this shit,
I
and
didn't,
I need to be drunk.
I didn't
Drunk thing
do
didn't
any
happen.
party stuff when I was that young because it wasn't going to be tolerated. So
Prom, that's where Preston and Kyle are.
Oh, yeah.
Makes sense now. Sure does. Wow. Who's going to be the lucky one?
Who will
I mean,
look cuter
Preston's
in a
been
wig?
really quiet.
Who will look cuter in a wig?
Out of those two,
Yeah,
that's asking a lot for either one of them.
yeah.
I mean, let's hear from the audience. Which one
Yes.
looks better in a wig?
Yep, Kyle or Preston.
And Kyle's got that beard.
And then we'll
I'm-
go to the skirt. Then we'll go to a skirt.
Oh, God. Chrissy Durr. No, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be racing this weekend. I don't know. We'll see. Leicester's is running this weekend, too. They have a race.
Is there another Durr on there? Did you see?
Brian Stout said Chrissy Durr. Is there a
Oh.
Chrissy Durr?
He's talking about my prom date.
Oh.
No.
There are some YouTube videos coming out of Low Seas up against Custom Works. Kind of shows their shortcomings. Yeah, I mean, they're fine cars. They're just heavy. I mean, it's hard to take one of those 5-pound Low Seas and compete with a 3.5-pound GFRP or Custom Works. So,
I never knew Brian Stout went to Grandview until the other week. I ran into him at Grandview.
did you?
Yeah.
Wow. Brian, you did a good job of staying out of Durr's sight for all those years.
I didn't know he went to Grandview.
Let's see. Barney, I didn't go to prom, couldn't get a date, but I did rent a limo and went to McDonald's for dinner with the driver. How did Barney not get a date?
Because he couldn't find one short enough.
Oh. Every school always has the short Asian guy. You had a short Asian guy at your high school, right?
I don't think so.
I did. Couldn't
What?
drive for shit. He almost, oh my God, one day we were driving with him. He almost stuffed us underneath a freaking semi-trailer.
Oh.
Well, you know, before they had those bars that came down so you couldn't
Yeah.
drive underneath. Yeah, before those. I was in the back seat. I ducked down on the floor. I thought I was going to lose my head. What was his name? Tone.
Who?
Tone
Loke.
Tone Tran.
Funky Cole.
No, I wish we were with Tone Tran. It would have been Tone Loke. It would have been a lot more fun. Oh, let's see. I got all the time in the world after high school to run RC cars, but I only have a few chances to go to the prom. I guess. I mean, you got to go. That's Murph. Are you still making videos on how-to and tips? I mean, one of these days we'll make another video. Altegra, sad for many as a girl, it is their high point in life. Yes, it is. Oh man, Brian Stout. It's a lose-lose relationship with Kyleton. He put both their
Kyleton.
names together. I'm like, wait, did he make a typo?
Stout's on it tonight.
Altegra. Look up Miss Alabama. Looks pretty close. Wait, he went with Miss Alabama? Wait, let's see. Let's misspell. Is that what Preston and Kyle would look like? (2024) 2025. Let's see.
Well,
No. Okay. We gotta find that one.
is that her?
Oh my God. Yeah, that is close.
Yeah, yeah.
That's Miss Alabama 2024. That is close. If we shave Kyle, put a wig on him,
Yeah.
now we know who's wearing the wig. We're gonna get so much shit for this later, aren't we? Oh. Does anybody use Sky RC scales for Mud Boss setups? They use them mainly on sprint cars. Not too many people are really scaling a Mud Boss. You know anybody that scales a Mud Boss? I mean, yeah, kind of. It might be overkill at that point, Tyler. I mean, it's. Uh-oh, Brian Stout. I grew up in Grandview, didn't go that often anymore. Ultegra, here we go again with Asian drivers. Well, there's always a story about an Asian driver. But yeah, Mud Boss, I mean, I can't think of anybody that really scales them. It might be a little bit of overkill at that point. Sprint cars they do, but like a lot of guys too will say they don't bother. Like Cooper doesn't bother to really scale his cars, I think. I think he said he might. I don't hold me to it, but he if he did it, he probably would do it after he first puts it together and sets it up. But I mean, if you want to try it, you can always use them for something else.
Can't hurt.
Yeah, can't hurt. You know, I mean, like,
I don't get that technical. I mean,
well, you do go by numbers though.
well, like my cambers and stuff like that. You know, I check that every week, but I don't check rear percentages and all that.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah.
We did that with the big cars.
Yeah.
But
I mean, usually what we'll do is we'll just kind of feel which tire feels like it has more weight on it, so, and try to get that weight on the left front and the right rear. So, but yeah, I mean, not so much with that. And like cambers, I just kind of wing it and just throw it on there. Every once in a while, I'll bring out the camber gauge and just like reset it to get yourself settled in. So, well, yeah, I mean, you know, you could try it, but let's see if anybody else has said they used it. Back on the act, Miss Alabama is his cousin, and they're getting married in 2 months. Okay, Brian Palicar used to scale Mud Boss. Mike Woods, I do, Tyler, but it's hard to get consistent readings. I mean, I tried it with like kitchen scales.
yeah.
Like when we were working on indoor and I was trying to figure out something. Like I was trying to figure out something really specific where I, you know, was trying to focus all the weight into one area. But that was a long time ago, and once you kind of learn the setup, I think you don't really, you don't go that deep into it anymore, because it's like you kind of you find a setup that you like and you just kind of work with it. Yeah. Like, you know, I can give you my setup and the same one that Kyle uses, and that seems to work pretty much everywhere. I mean, but it's all a matter.
Doesn't mean it works for everybody, though.
No, it doesn't mean it works for everybody. And sometimes it's also just a matter of the freaking tires. A good set of tires will make a bad setup good.
I'll tell you what, I learned a lot from Mark Claus
About tires?
over the last 6 months about tires.
Yeah, yeah. Mark put a lot of effort into tires.
A lot.
Yeah. I borrowed a set of his tires for Underdog, and they were really good tires. You know who knows a lot about tires? Joe Elg. Yeah. He puts a lot of effort into tires, and that's...
Yeah, but he won't give his secrets out.
He'll give you ideas. He'll talk to you about it.
I miss Joe. Where's he been?
I don't know, working. He'll probably be out once we go outside. So that's probably what he's waiting for.
He'll be what?
He'll be around once we go outside.
Oh.
I mean, the biggest thing is, you know, the point season ended. There's not a lot of people racing indoor right now. Everybody's waiting to go outside. So, it's... Yeah, we were supposed to start practicing tomorrow on the big track, right?
Yeah, but I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen with this weather, so it'll be back inside again. So, and I'll be there, but I just don't know there's going to be enough people to really run again. What do you think? You haven't raced in a few weeks now.
Not since points ended.
Yeah.
I messed around a little bit with my mud boss
Yeah.
with the intermediate, but that was just for something to do and to keep my mind busy here the last few weeks. But
Yeah.
my sprint car is now ready for I'm going to focus mainly on sprint cars, and I put my BL2 back together just to run like big
races.
special shows. Yeah. But I'm going to focus on one because
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes when I jump back and forth between
Yeah.
the two classes, it might throw me off a little bit. So
Let's see. Back on the act. Scale RC. Sky RC scales won't work. Need bathroom scales for a mud boss. Yeah, they are so big. Barely any weight. So front tires for my boss, Brian Horning. On my sprint car, I just do frame heights. What's the dance move for checking mud boss weight? Dope scales. I use my Sky RC scales for D's nuts. Ultra triple beams. Mike Woods. Tires are everything with Mud Boss. Yeah. 500 G's chopping out coke.
what's that?
Ultegra. 500 grams chopping out coke.
Yeah.
That's what uses scales. Yeah, this is a family show there. Tyler's a young kid. Don't corrupt him. The underdog's already dead. Yeah, I mean it's really Mud Boss's tires. Having a lot of variety of tires from
I know.
hards.
I took a set of the regular spec Kumos and I started talking to Mark and told him I don't know. I had them better than I ever liked the set of S1s I ever ran.
I mean,
And I kind of wish I would have kept them when I got rid of the car.
yeah, you probably should have.
They went on the car,
Yeah. I mean, eventually they do wear out. You know, usually, more than likely what happens is the foam goes bad before the rest of the tire. And, you know, you wind up with a tire that's just too floppy and sloppy. But there's still a need sometimes for a floppy and sloppy tire with basically no foam. You can use it at the factory. At least on the small track you could.
Yeah.
So, but it's just...
I liked racing. That was a nice little bull ring.
You know, it's going to be
Fun.
a big bull ring.
Yes, I seen.
Yeah.
Just a lot of walking in steps for me there.
Yeah.
God.
Even with the elevator, huh?
Yeah, but they don't like you using it all day long. Like when we
No.
did it downstairs, every time I had to go to the bathroom, I'm doing the steps.
haul your ass up.
You know?
Yeah.
And then the last time we went, they were putting it upstairs. So it's like I had to get somebody to help me carry my cars downstairs.
Up and down.
It's just too much of it.
Well,
And I'm not trying to burden any. Pheasant Land is perfect for me.
Yeah, well, you're going to the doctor, so maybe soon
Yeah,
you'll be able to walk
finally,
again.
finally.
Yeah, I know. It's only 2 years later. 2 years of pain and aggravation. So, let's see. See you, Loudon. Walden.
Is Loudon leaving already?
Yeah, he is. He's got to get up for work.
Oh.
Got to cut that shit right, Brian says. Tires is what wins a race. Yep. Baby powder. Do you ever defoam? Well, technically, you're not allowed to on most mud ball classes.
Who's using baby powder?
Huh?
Who uses baby powder?
Mike Woods.
On tires?
Yeah, I don't know what he does with it. Let's see here. Do you ever defoam allowed? I mean, we're supposed to have foams in there. You're really not allowed. Most of the rules say you got to stick with the stock foams. You got to use the tire stock. You can shave it down. You can beat it in. Yeah. Murph, my tire still got treads. The inside tire is almost bald. Too much camber. It don't matter if you got too much camber. It doesn't matter how that tire wears. It's just you run the camber you need to run, and let the tire take care of itself. So if you wind up, it's not like we're running for 500 laps and we got to worry about blowing out a tire.
Yeah.
So.
Although I did blow out a Hoosier on my 13.5, my boss, on the on the indoor wooden track. A couple years ago.
I mean,
that was my fault. I put an
Right.
old tire on just because I wanted to run one night.
yeah.
It's split right down the middle,
Yeah.
all the way around.
Yeah, here's my tire from the other day.
Yeah, but see now well, minus
Not
the,
now.
the split, but
Yeah.
bald wise,
Yeah.
that track likes those tires.
Yeah. So, I mean, eventually you're just going to wear through them. Like,
Oh, that's
There's
good.
one.
That's good for a while.
yeah. But I mean, that one there, it's really high over here. Nothing in the center and, a little bit on the
I
outside.
need to find a set of tires like that are half worn out.
And you need half-worn tires, you need full unworn tires, you need this and that. Mud Boss is stupid with the amount of tires you got to carry of one freaking kind. Well, two kinds. You need stock ones and then you need S1s. It's stupid sometimes. And sometimes it's getting that car to work versus it not working is just a matter of putting one tire in the right place. That's it. Remember that one time when we were racing indoor and Kyle's car just went from good to total garbage. Me and Brett Ludwig took the car and we're like, Kyle, we think it's your tire. He's like, no, I just put that on there. We changed the tire and boom, right away started working again. So, all right, let's see. Jason Durr, I feel your pain. This is Russ here. 3.5 years. Yes, 3.5 years till I got my surgery. He said, keep strong.
Thanks, buddy.
And Russ is doing well.
Hope you're doing good.
Yes. I'm glad to hear he is. He's going to be on the show soon, and he's going to talk over a sprint car deck. He's ready to do it. So I'm glad. Oh, refoam the tires. If you can get it off there and do it, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You're allowed to. So.
Yeah, as long as it's
Hey,
stock
Skunk.
foam, right?
Yeah. You can do that. So you get a worn out tire with a brand new foam. That's a combination to have.
Yeah, maybe that's the key.
You can't, Mike Woods, you can't buy replacement Traxxas foam inserts. You only get them if you buy online on towers and mount them yourself. If you want to go through that much work, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sean Good, a bag of any tire, they all have a use eventually. Yep. Sean Good, I've reformed old rubber to have a hard balled tire in there. Yep. Skunk Boss, it's a Jason Durr. Mike Woods, what's your thoughts of running tires in reverse tread pattern versus normal rotation?
I've done it, and I haven't noticed the difference.
Yes, I think that's where I'm at.
Well,
I remember when I first...
I've done it plenty.
Yeah.
People told me not to do it, but I always like to do what I'm not.
Yeah.
When somebody tells me not to do something, I do it.
I talked...
It didn't...
When I got into this, I talked to Kurt, and I'm like, hey, you're running your tires that way. Should I be running my tires that way? He's like, I don't know. I just put them on. I'm like, does it matter? He's like, I never really noticed. He's like, do you know something I don't? I don't know. Should I? I'm like, I don't know. You've been doing this longer than I have. So.
And then actually, I don't know. It's just my way of thinking. But when you run a reverse tread, like the tread's actually going like this. So
Yeah.
I feel like that might actually give you a little more bite, maybe.
Maybe. I was thinking too, like that tread when it's facing this way.
A loose tire laying there?
Yeah.
Like one that has some... Oh, my God.
This has enough tread.
Well, on that note...
This got the V. If you were going this way, I would think like that might give it less rolling resistance if you're going with the V.
Yeah.
And then if you go that way, you might get more tread.
Yeah.
More traction.
More bite, yeah.
Maybe.
I've done it, and it didn't hurt me. I'll tell you that.
Here's the thing. Like I'll tell you, I think what happened to me this weekend When I went out to the feature, I went and cleaned the tires.
I know
removed-
one thing. Your butt stinks.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Right into you. Let's just launch that right up. So I took both the left side tires off, washed them, went to put them back on the car. But I think I mixed up the front with the rear.
Oh, okay.
'Cause I run rears.
So your offsets were wrong then.
I run rears on the left side, on the left front,
Okay.
and on the left rear. And I think when I did that, because when I went out there for the main, my car was pulling to the right, where normally I have it set to pull to the left. But the problem is, I had my trim already set all the way over to the left,
yeah.
so I couldn't go any further.
Yeah.
So the entire time I'm out there trying to race, the car is just pulling to the right. So I'm trying to drive it into the corner, and it's driving away from it. And on 183, you got to come off at 2. You got to come off at 2 and let that car drift right up against the wall. So, like, I'm trying to fight the car to not hit the wall as I'm drifting off. It was such a bitch to drive. I'm like, it was just one of those things. It was just enough off that it was just like, it just threw me. So, but yeah.
I don't screw around. So when I got into my boss racing, I was taught to switch my right side tires, to flot them,
Yeah.
front to rear, switch
Yeah.
those,
I mean,
and then the left side I leave the same.
me and Chad would always, talk about, like, you would take his left front, put it on his right rear, and run it that way. Like, if he felt like his right rear is getting too soft, he'd just swap them around. And I've done that before.
Yeah.
And I've swapped tires before and never really noticed any freaking difference.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes, like, you get a wear pattern into that tire, and it can cause you some weird shit.
I
So
actually wanted to try that on my sprint car, but I was told not to.
what?
So I haven't done that.
Yes, you should. You shouldn't. Phil Cooper will tell you, and he's told me many times, you can't just take any tire and move it anywhere you
I
want.
thought about trying it, so maybe.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I would. That's how ideally you should handle it. You should mark every tire like this one here was a left rear. You mark it, it always stays a left rear. Unless you're going to go out there, put it on, and run it hard enough in practice that you get enough laps that it breaks it in and wears it in for that pattern. But Jason, I'm not going to lie. When I'm out there racing my sprint car and I see the right rear is about ready to be shot, I will swap it with the left rear.
Yeah.
And it's worked. So, but I mean, it is a crapshoot. So don't expect it's always going to work out fine all the time.
Well, I would definitely try
So.
it for practice once before I decided to.
Yeah.
But
Brian Stout, the Paragon tire jig is the greatest RC invention in a long time. Paragon traction compound, yeah. Skunk Boss still got himself a jar of it. Ultegra. In mountain biking, arrow forward reduces rolling resistance and corner entry. Arrow backward gives more forward bite and braking grip. And that seems about right, though, because I know in off-road they're always saying, like, those tires, it's like if you put the pattern this way, it does this, or you put it the opposite way, it does that. So I think it does to a little bit, and some people might notice it more than the other. So, but that's one of those your mileage may vary type scenarios. So for every person that says it works best this way, there's always going to be someone that says, yeah, I did it and it didn't matter. So yeah. So pay attention to it. I would say pay attention to it, but don't be afraid to try something else.
Yeah, I've
So.
tried that multiple times, and I never noticed the difference.
Wait a minute. Oh yeah.
Litter box is over there.
Yep, we're stinking the place up today.
I actually thought about trying a new set like that right off the bat,
What?
like opposite tread.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's fine. Brian Horning, do you run a rear tire on the right front or left front? I'll run a rear tire on the left front. I'll usually run a front tire on the right front, but I will put a rear tire on the right front, and I will put a front tire on the right rear. So I'll switch them around. So, I mean, I'm not too picky
That's
about it.
exactly
Sometimes
what I
it
do.
works great. Sometimes,
The
don't
right
notice.
side ones I flip. I flop.
Yeah.
Left sides I don't. I leave the same.
Usually I wind up running 3 rears and 1 front. So, but sometimes I just don't care and I just throw tires on and hope it works.
Yeah.
Tire jig is the way to go. Got one out there for about a year or so. Makes a huge difference getting a clean bead. Yeah, they do. Scott Davies showed me a tire jig and that worked pretty good. Is Ground Effect still made? FDA's EPA banned it. Oh, that must be a traction compound. Where's the human megaphone? Is he tired again? No, he's working it. He says he's working, but Preston's not here. Kyle's not here. And we kind of think they're out at the prom together. That's where we think they're at, Skunk Boss. Hexes in the rear height. I tinkered that a bit. Got some good results, that Sean. Yeah, the hexes, pay attention to that. Drop tops 2K. Yo, look at this. What am I looking at? I picked up a light strip kit for ESCs, ran it at Deer Run on Friday, about $7 and $2 for a Y connector. Niftech was always going to do for phones. Skunk Boss, I'm not sure. I still have a jar from the 80s. Brian Harding, do you run a rear tire on the left front or right front? I run a rear tire on the left front, yeah. On the right front, I always run a front. Yeah, I mean, you can run a rear on the right front too. I mean, I've done that too. Oh, Skunk Bus. Bromancing the stone, those two. Yes, they are. Probably having a good time right about now. I mean, it is dark. There's lots of empty parking lots around here.
Yes.
So, Preston does have a camper.
Yes.
Maybe they're camping in the woods somewhere together.
Maybe.
So, we're gonna get a lot of shit about this one, aren't we?
Probably.
So, Jason, it's 8:36.
It's past your bedtime.
No. We'll be at Pheasantland tomorrow.
Yes.
We'll see if anybody's running. And it's probably going to be inside, so I'm on out and see what happens.
Yep.
Tuesday will be Pheasantland. Thursday will be Ultimate. Friday, Pheasantland. Brian's out there playing Hide the Gerbil. So Thursday, Ultimate. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. What else we got here? Wait. Let's see. What else we got for racing this week? So Ultimate, they'll have Thursday night. They're also going to run Saturday under the lights starting at 6:30. 183 will be running their next event this Saturday. It looks like it's going to start at 11. That'll be their second points race. So, we got to talk about Speed Week too. Salts are getting ready to run starting Friday, June 6th. All right, so let's see here. Next weekend, that's this weekend, Saturday, May 10th, isn't it?
Yep.
May 10th, Leicester's Spring Spec Tire Spectacular. Novice Mud Boss, BL2 Mud Boss, 410 Sprint, Quasis or Ellipses, 360 Sprint Quasis, Mod Late Model Quasi or Ellipse, Midget National Rules. They will be using the full Underdog Tour rules, 4-minute heats and 5-minute A-mains. Okay. So gates 10 a.m., racing 1 p.m., novice 10, $20 first class, $10 additional class. 3 or more classes make a main. So that's this Saturday at Leicester's in Richfield. So that's the race they kind of pushed off. So you got a lot of racing going on this weekend.
Yeah.
If it doesn't rain.
Hopefully the weather holds on.
Yes. And, Pheasantland, if it doesn't rain, they're going to be trying to go on the outdoor track. So, Chad was working on it the other day. Got it all
Doesn't-
torn up.
Doesn't look good for tomorrow though. I wouldn't.
Does not look good for tomorrow. So Kyle, not Kyle, Jason.
Yes.
So how did you get into this?
RC racing.
Yeah, let's talk about Jason Durr here.
Well, I raced slot cars for a long time.
Yeah.
Long time. And one day, I got word of what they were doing over at Ultimate. I think it was probably before Mike even started.
Yeah, that was before Mike, yeah. I think they're celebrating 10 years this year
And
at Ultimate.
I went over there one Thursday night to check it out, and that was it. I ended up going home with everything I needed to
Build a Mud Boss.
well, I bought a car ready to go.
Okay.
One that Howard had in there.
About what year was that?
2021, I believe.
Okay.
The end of, right at the
All
end,
right.
like August.
Okay.
And then I actually started racing at Ultimate. And then
Okay. You raced the Novice Series there, right?
I started out novice. I only raced for a month. And then
And then winter happened.
I was recommended that I,
Bump
well,
up.
yeah.
And ever since then, we've been trying to talk you to go back down.
No, I actually I ran really good at Ultimate when I started, but I they decided to change the gear rule like with a month left into the season for the novice class,
Yeah.
and I wasn't thrilled about that because I was like, I finally am comfortable with my car. I like how it's working and blah blah blah. Why do I want to change it? So I asked a couple people if what they thought